Ladies and gentlemen, Bulls lost a crucial game yesterday, 100-107 against the LA Lakers. And Wendell Carter has been updated to day-to-day. And this is your Dragon Sports Live update with Dante Payne. Welcome to another edition of Dragon Sports Live. I'm Dante Payne, and I got a lovely show for you today as we're going to break down what's going on with the Steelers organization, what's going on with the Eagles organization, NFL playoffs, and how it's getting hot and heavy. And we're going to break down the basketball scores and everything. Also, we're going to talk about how the Warriors just went crazy the other day. So stay tuned with us here on Dragon Sports Live, the best show for music, your sports talk. I got it all right here on the ones and twos, as they always say. But no, we getting it cracking on here. But first, we're going to get into Darius Sean, get into it here on Dragon Sports Live. Tune in, rock with us, listen to us on ChicagolandSportsRadio.com. Welcome back. That last song was called Good Ghost. Runners is the name of that song, which is a great song if you're into the rock. But speaking of rock, teams literally got rocked last night. When I say they got rocked, they got rocked. So we had... let's just go down the list and give you all the recaps of yesterday's games, and you tell me what you think. Indiana Pacers versus the Suns, 131-97. And who's the leading scorer for the Pacers during that game? You got Bojan Bogdanovic and Tyreke Evans, both with 20 points, and Miles Turner with 18. Collison, who's been in the league for a while, he had 15. And Domantas Sabonis with 14. Thaddeus Young, 12. Corey Joseph with 10. That's 6 different players in double figures. When you go on the Suns side, you got TJ Warren with 18, Kelly Oubre with 16, Ayton with 14, and Holmes with 13. That's only 4 players with double digits. So the reason why the Suns got their butts whooped, Booker wasn't really doing that much. He only shot 33% from the field. He was 0 for 4 from 3-point. And he only scored 8 points on 4 made field goals, 4 of 12 shooting. He had a horrible shooting night when he's normally the leading scorer of the Suns. But it's like, you keep going down the list. We had the Philadelphia 76ers, who this game was more of a revenge game towards Jimmy Butler because it all started back in the summer when Jimmy Butler took the third stringers and beat the starting lineup. Butler basically just was laughing at the fact that the T-Wolves got destroyed by the Philadelphia 76ers. It was 149-107. May I say crazy or crazy? I think it was just plain right crazy. Like, if you go down the box score of the Minnesota T-Wolves, Wiggins with 12 points. Gibson had 10. Karl-Anthony Towns had 13. Josh Okogie had 6. And Jeff Teague had 11. And Derrick Rose 15 off the bench. Derrick Rose was your leading scorer off the bench with 15. He was leading the whole team with 15 points. Then you go on to the other side. You got Butler with 19 points. Wilson Chandler with 14. Embiid, 31 points. J.J. Redick, 15. Ben Simmons, 20. And Landry Shamet with 12. Jonah Bolden, 14. Off the bench. When you have more people in double figures, most teams typically win those games. That's just a point proven. And another shocker, OKC got their butts headed to them too last night. They lost 126 to the Atlanta Hawks 142. And you say crazy? Crazy. Right? But here's the thing. For as far as OKC, you had George with 24 points, Grant with 21, Steven Adams with 16, Ferguson only had 4. Russell Westbrook put up 31, and Schroeder put up 21 off the bench. But that was it. That was most of your points right there. Everybody has put like 2 or 3 or 4, maybe. But then you look at Atlanta. You had DeAndre Bembry, 16. John Collins with 26. Omari Spellman with 10. Kevin Huerter with 17. And Trae Young with 24. Vince Carter with 11 off the bench. And Alex Len with 24 off the bench. You also had, the second closest person with 7 points. That wasn't in double figures, but they was playing defense all through that game. They was locking down people. They was also shooting that ball. As far as 3-point range, they was 48% from 3 and 62% on the game. So it's like these teams can win. That's like, if you look at these standings, these teams can actually win some of these games. Like the Hawks are now 14-30. They're better than the Bulls. Speaking of Bulls. Bulls lost again. This is an 8-game losing streak for them. They lost 100 to 107 against Los Angeles Lakers. And who was the leading scorer for the Lakers? Pause for a second. It was actually Ball. Oops. My bad. That's the father. Lonzo Ball had 19 points in that game last night. He went 8 of 17 from the field, 3 of 7 from three-point range. And then you had Kentavious Caldwell-Pope with 17, Kyle Kuzma with 16, and Brandon Ingram with 16. So they was moving the ball around in a circle, but Bulls. What are we going to do with you guys? You got Hudson, who had 12 points. Marketing with 17. Carter had 6 points, but he also went out of injury. Update on that. He's actually day-to-day now. The MRI came back, and it was positive. So he's good. He's just going to be day-to-day, see how his thumb feel. You had Levine, who normally gave you 26 points a game, only gave you 10 last night. Chris Dunn with only 6. And then Ryan Atacando surprised me. Gave me 12 points off the bench, as well as Shaquille Harrison gave me 10. And Jabari Parker gave me 18. Parker has a statement right here. He was like, y'all gonna play me more. Put me in the game. He ready. Like, if I had a choice of the starting lineup, I would put Parker over Hutchinson. And let Hutchinson come in for Parker when Parker's tired or when he's in foul trouble. I'm not gonna, because Hutchinson, he has his good ups and downs, but it's like, give me somebody who's gonna ball. Hudson, sometimes he's still developing. He's still coming up in the world. But I feel like teams like the Bulls right now are trying to tank. But it's also make the opinion of some of these teams, it's time for the front office to go. Like, granted, we was here when we got 6 rings brought to Chicago. But it's time for the front office to go. And I'm not really too fond of the new coach, Jim Boylen. It's just like, it started with the front office, then the coaching staff. Then the coaching staff have to build that bond with the team. Right now, there's no bond going on. Ooh, excuse me for that. For my loud, outrageous sneeze. But yeah, it's crazy if you look at that. It's like, if you look at the overall Bulls record, they're 10-34. They're slightly better than the Cleveland Cavaliers, who do play tonight. And Cavaliers is the only team that isn't in double figures as far as wins. They're 9-35. So I feel like if the Bulls don't start the tank, don't do it. Play your hardest. And it's the simple fact we can't get past 100 points. Like, we only average 101 points per game versus other teams averaging 120, 130 points per game. If we can get our point averages up, maybe we could probably win some games. That's for sure, right? I do agree with that. Bulls' next game is Thursday against the Denver Nuggets. And that game will be on NBC Sports. So, check that game out. Let me know. I'm going to watch it just to see what could happen, who's going to play. But it's like the Bulls start out good, then they just coast to losing. They're on a 9-game losing streak now. So, let's see what it is and what they can do, how they can do it. Actually, I feel like they should be making some moves towards this, trade deadlines within a couple weeks. February 7th is the next it's the NBA trading deadline, so let's make some moves happen now. Y'all already gave away Holiday for 2 guys that basically those 2 guys combined to equal the point average of Holiday, who y'all just gave away. Y'all also gave away good defense. Holiday was good on defense. Which makes me say, they got to go. The front office has to go. It's time for a change. It's time for a new change of scenery. So, and that's all I'm saying about that. It's time for them to go. Like, I wouldn't want... If I was in that front office, I probably would just resign. Just because I see things ain't going the right way. I want to build a winning team. I don't want to build... Like, I don't want to be the tank. Like, I don't like the art or the theory of tanking just so we can get a good player. We should be able to build around the players we got, build them up, and if we have to, trade up to get that good player. But I feel like the essence of tanking, y'all really should change that rule around. Like, if you're intentionally trying to tank, it should be a fine. Point blank, period. But let's continue to build winning teams. And we got Kid Flash, King Bone. We winning here on ChicagolandSportsRadio.com. Dragon Sports Live.
Yeah, 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 yeah. Yeah, 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 yeah. She on me. All my life I just might where I come from ain't no cuffin'. Get your life down for bluffing. 669th Street we stay bustin'. Ambulance porters they coming. Every day I'm in the jungle, but I taught myself I had to be humble. I don't trust niggas that mumble. Them type of niggas that take you right under. All of my niggas do realest. I just don't fuck with new niggas, cause most of you niggas is snitches. We winning, we winning, we winning. We ballin' out of control. Boy, you can go check the numbers. My wrist out of that low. We winning, we winning, we winning. They can't believe that we did it. Now we got the keys to the city. They keep it, they gon' take a minute. We winning, we winning, we winning. We ballin' out of control. We gon' check the numbers. My wrist out of that low. We winning, we winning, we winning. They can't believe that we did it. Now we got the keys to the city. But we finna go check a minute. Plus I get straight to the money. See me chasing my raps. I'm flexing my good you stars. No, I don't know nothing about that. Who all I smoke is that pack. Inglewood got my back. We the hottest in the city. I'm a young nigga strap. Side rock, we on the map. It's going down like the purge. Loud packs and you winning, nigga. I just copped a quarter bird. I'm in the club with the rollie on me. I'm rolling on me, I got 40 on me. Just looking, yeah, I know they on me. Snitches looking, wanna tell it on me. Niggas tweaking, but I'm in still. Getting money, I don't need a deal. Flash, stay 100, keep it real. Got them bands, nigga trying to see a meal. Taking over like LeBron James. Move around, nigga, clear the lane. Then make it rain. Real nigga, I don't f*** with lanes. Told y'all niggas we winning. Told y'all niggas we winning. We ballin' out of control. Look at my squad, we winning. Told y'all niggas we winning. Told y'all niggas we winning. We ballin' out of control. Look at my squad, we winning. We winning, we winning, we winning.
Chicagoland Sports Radio is your home for all of the latest Chicago sports news. CSR is not only the home to the most entertaining and informative shows in Chicago, but covers all of the top college and high school games as well. Big guests and bigger personalities. This is your home for the greatest debates in sports, broadcasting live from State Street in the South Loop. For all of the news, analysts, and interviews to keep you informed, log on to ChicagolandSportsRadio.com to listen live. Chicagoland Sports Radio. It's not just sports, it's a way of life.
What are you doing? Don't eat that sandwich during the game.
Why not?
That sandwich is cursing unsportsmanlike. It will cause the Sox to lose.
What do you mean?
Sandwiches is not a sports food to eat.
Huh? Then what should I eat?
Get yourself some boneless wings from Buffalo Wild Wings. You have the choice from sweet to blazing sauce. When you eat Buffalo Wild Wings, you can make any team you support win.
Really now?
Try these spicy wings from Buffalo Wild Wings and watch the Sox win. Now watch and be amazed of what happens.
Uribe charges throws. Out! And the White Sox have won the World Series.
Those are really tasty. And the Sox really did win.
Yep, see? Told you. Best way to do it is with Buffalo Wild Wings. Can't go wrong with wings. The best sports food in the world. Stop at your local store or go into your local Buffalo Wild Wings. Grab your boneless wings today. Anytime, anywhere, any place. Get the Buffalo Wild Wings. And be amazed at what happens. Lights, camera, action. Hey there, I'm Dante Payne. I am the founder and CEO of Dragon Jump Productions. Dragon Jump Productions specializes in media production based in Chicago. We offer services in graphic design, photography, as well as videography. We also work with models as well. So if you got an idea for a photo shoot or you need to be branded, let us help you make your brand. Dragon Jump Productions will claw their way into stardom by making you look great. So if you want to book that next photo shoot with Dragon Jump Productions, reach out to dragonjumppro@gmail.com or call 773-892-4514. Again, that's dragonjumppro@gmail.com or call 773-892-4514. Let us take you and make you great. Book now, Dragon Jump Productions. Running, training should feel like Cloud 9. When you squat, you fly. When you run, you're Flash. When you play basketball, you're Jordan. When you clean with purpose. When you walk, you strut.
So don't just sit there or lay around. Just do it with the Nike Air Versatile. Basketball, running, and training, even walking, never felt so good. So grab you a pair at any local Nike store or online at www.nike.com. So grab your Nike Air Versatile and live your life the Nike way. Just do it. You won't regret it. These shoes are running out fast, so head over to your nearest Nike outlet and pick up your pair today. So pick up your pair of Nike Air Versatiles today. You won't be disappointed.
You tune in to the hottest show for music and sports talk. This is Dragon Sports Live.
Welcome back to Dragon Sports Live. I'm Dante Payne. If you just tuning in, now we was giving you a breakdown of yesterday's NBA games, but it was one game that I forgot to mention. The best game that I thought. Well, at least one of my teams is doing well. Well, two of my teams is doing well. And that's the Celtics and Golden State. So I'm a Chicago, Boston Celtics, Golden State fan. I love my teams. I can't help that I love my teams. But speaking of Golden State, they was definitely golden yesterday. 51 points in the first quarter. You had Thompson with 31 points. Kirby with 31 points. And Kirby was just going nutty. So this is proven. Right now, Curry's trailing Ray Allen. As far as like threes, he's about to get ready to pass him up. If Curry keeps shooting threes the way he is, by the time he hits 32, he will catch up to Ray Allen's record. Isn't that crazy? And not only that, he revolutionized the three-point. He made three-pointer the most dominant thing in the NBA besides dunking. Because he's not only he's pulling it from 30 to 35 feet out. So with that being said, he's hitting. So here's the three-point line. If you put it on the arc, he's about 3, 4, 5 feet away from that line, knocking them down. And here's another crazy fact. He's actually 48% from 30 to 35 feet. Most people don't even hit that many threes from that far out. Gotta say, that's kind of crazy, right? Super crazy in my book. LeBron is cleared to practice, but he will be out at least 2 more games. So, no more Bron for right now. And Turkey actually is seeking an arrest warrant for Knicks center Ernest Cantor. Why? They think he was part of a terrorist group, apparently. Cantor don't seem like the type of person that would do that type of thing. So why y'all going after him like that? I don't know. But you know, it happens. Yeah, it happens a lot. It's like, do you really think he's... Like, do you think he was a member of that terrorist organization? I think not. It's one of those things where he's a celebrity, he's big, and people want to try to bring him down. Now, if he did have something to do with that, well, shame on him. And that was the reason why he didn't go to London last week when the Knicks had their game in London. He also feared that he was going to be killed over opposition to the Turkish president. But the Turkish government couldn't even present any single piece of evidence of wrongdoing. And let the man play, let the man shine, let the man do his thing on the floor. Don't let that man be the... Like, yeah, let him do his thing. He mind his own. If he don't like that president, he don't like that president. Whatever. Just let him do him. Like, everybody has freedom of speech, right? So if you want to be outspoken about the Turkish president, let him. Just leave the man alone. Right? Leave the man alone. But that's, that's what happens. Oh. We also have... So with Clint Capella being out, let's see, Clint Capella's out, CP3 is out, Gordon is out. All the hard weight's been put on James Harden right now. He's scoring 57 points in a game. Putting the team on his back, carrying him. And his usage is up to 38.7%, which is slightly lower than MVP Westbrook with 41.7%. Like, do you guys feel like he's straining his... I feel like he's going to strain himself when it comes to playoff time. It's like, don't put so much on yourself right now. You can still do that, but at the same time, pace yourself. Cover the team. Make help other players step up in the absence of Capella, Paul, and Gordon. Let the other players step up and help out. Don't put all that burden on yourself. I understand you ain't got your stars, but Harden, it ain't just you. You got you got the team too. So let them pick up the slack. Because I'm like, Capella going to be out 4 to 6 weeks with a thumb injury. You know, for a big man, a toe and thumb, they out. Right? So, yeah. Relax, my dude. I know you're trying to cook people, but, you know, on top of that, you had 30 points or more in 17 straight games, which is absurd. That puts you past Kobe Bryant's streak of 16 consecutive games at 30 point that Kobe achieved in 2003. And true enough, Harden is an offensive phenom, I might say. His offensive efficiency is way high. Like, he leads the lead in that. He leads the lead in three-pointers right now with 194. He also leads the lead with points per game right now, which is crazy. And the 30-plus streak in the NBA since Walter Stilt Chamberlain was 20, and he's closing in on that. Do y'all think he can pass Wilt the Stilt, get 21, or tie with Wilt the Stilt? I'm curious. Now, the Houston Rockets are taking on the Brooklyn Nets tonight, as well as Boston taking on the Raptors. And then we have the New Orleans Pelicans taking on Golden State Warriors. Both of those games I'm tuning into. Golden State's on ESPN, and the Celtics games on ESPN. Best believe I'm tuning to both of those games. See what my team's going to do. We also got the LA Clippers versus the Utah Jazz. And San Antonio Spurs versus Dallas Mavericks. Milwaukee Bucks versus Memphis Grizzlies. Orlando Magic versus the Pistons. So stay tuned for those NBA games coming up. Was action-packed, half-field. I feel like that Golden State Pelicans game going to be a very good game. So we stay tuned for that, you know. But we're going to mellow out real quick. And we're going to listen to something good, something feeling good to brighten up your day. Or, better yet, we're going to give you a little motivation to brighten up your day. That's the best way to roll. So, with that being said, here's Jason Newkirk and G.E. Bennett with a song called Believe That here on Dragonland Sports Radio. Check it out. Y'all hear that horn? That sun rising? Can y'all see it? I say check it out. Here you go. Dragon Sports Live. Believe that.
Hope the whole world listen to your heart and pay attention. Salvation gained by faith, not by religion. Word as prescription, Holy Spirit as conviction. And I am just a messenger, playing my position. There's no competition when you're trying to control destiny. No weapon formed against me prosper, yeah, that's my recipe. Evil out here testing me, but the Lord blessing me. My lifestyle change, homie, this is my confession, see. In the right direction, G, pointing to the sky. Thanking God every day, cause the Spirit is alive. Look. This song right here for my generation. Different situations that we often facing. Back against the wall fighting temptations. Saying that we try but we really so complacent. Time to stay focused on my grind. Gotta keep the Lord up on my mind. You believe that, you believe that. And if you love them, lift them high. Throw them hands up in the sky. You believe that, you believe that. I had to pause for a minute to let you know the boy be all about his business. Dudes say I'm tripping, they talk about me hating, but I got 2 words, let me yell it for you cats. Stop playing. Man, the boy is a beast. I live a life for God, but used to be the streets. I praise and repeat, a scholar of the heavens. I swear there's been a fight since I was about 11. I go see the reverend, he helped me out some, but God is the only one, you know he awesome. And all I know is winning, don't know another deal, so losing is not an option like a Laker Hayfield. Yeah, and I will not fall. I'm calling for the call, yeah, I ball, man. I got swag, I get it from God, and he told me to be the new school Paul. Time to stay focused on my grind. Gotta keep the Lord up on my mind. You believe that, you believe that. And if you love them, lift them high. Throw them hands up in the sky. You believe that, you believe that. Yeah. And I'ma groove to the beat. I represent G-O-D, you know me, G-E. Tell all demons they can fall back. Yeah, the boy real nice, I don't know that.
Hey, I feel the beat, so I'ma vibe too. I know the angels and the saints down the ride too. It's no fear, cause the Lord on my side, dude. You can have it too, cause the spirit lives inside you.
Used to not believe till I saw true glory. Made history, my middle name, riches right before it. God is the promise, yeah, the boy honest. I'm flying with the Lord, tell that pilot get behind us.
And we can cruise at different altitudes. I got kingdom riches, homie, no fake jewels. Undisputed heavyweight champ, I can't lose. God with you, keep believing, know it's time to make moves.
Trying to stay focused on my grind. Gotta keep the Lord up on my mind. You believe that, you believe that. And if you love them, lift them high. Throw them hands up in the sky. You believe that, you believe that.
Welcome back. If you just tuning in, that was Jason Newkirk and G.E. Bennett with a song called Believe That. But we if you missed out, we was talking about the NBA recap, how Golden State broke records, how Harden's putting the team on his back in the last couple of minutes. But we're going to switch over and we're going to go to the other side. We're going to go to the NFL, where Drew Brees just had a birthday last week. Actually, not last week. This past Tuesday. He just had a birthday where he's 40 years old. And he's preparing for the games this weekend against the Rams. He's getting ready for that. He's preparing for it. He's up. On top of that, interesting fact about Drew Brees. He's very, very competitive, and he's also the hype man. He'll use examples like Drake, Tupac, Biggie, Halle Berry. He's very competitive. But yeah, they get to face off against the Rams this weekend, you know. So tune into that divisional championship game right there. Give me 1 second. I'm hollering at the research team. And we're going to get the scores of the last meeting. Rams versus Saints. Because that were played last time the Rams played the Saints. The Saints made the Rams look like they wasn't the number one offensive team. Or, yeah, it just made it seem like they didn't know what they was doing. It was basically like one of those teams, like how the Bears shut down the Rams. The Saints shut them down first. Even though it was a high-scoring game, but they couldn't really get going like how they normally would. They had kind of struggled. Like, that last meeting against the Rams, it was 45-35 with the Saints taking that when they was 3 and they was at home. So the Saints has a better record at home, and they was 4-1 away. They gave them their second loss. Gave them the first loss being away. So with that being said, excuse me. It's because it's playoffs. You should see a whole different team. You shouldn't see the same team, but you're going to have, like, the Rams defense going to have to be on the lookout for Michael Thomas. As well as, I believe Ted Glenn will be back in that game, but I can let y'all know the in-afters and afters for that as soon as they become available to me. Right now, they're not available. But like I said, Michael Thomas, who called a late 72-yard touchdown reception, is going to be one good game this weekend. The New Orleans Saints is 63.2 favorites to win as far as matchup predictor in this game. But then you also have the battle of the quarterbacks. Jared Goff, 364 to 561 yards a game. He's totaled 4,688 yards on the season. 32 touchdowns, 12 interceptions. And then you look at Breeze. 364, 489, 3,992 yards, 32 TDs, and 5 interceptions. So y'all both is well matched as far as interception touchdown ratio right now. But who would be the better quarterback? Who would be the better defense? You got Todd Gurley with 256 carries for 1,251 yards, 17 TDs, with Alvin Kamara 194 carries, 833 yards, 14 TDs. So who would be that better back? Who has the better running back duo? It's the real question to say, or who's the better quarterback? Who has the better defense? Who's more hungry? Those are questions you ask going into these playoffs. It's like teams wake up when the playoff time comes. You get a whole different vibe, mindset. So it's like, who's it going to be? Would it be Rams or would it be Saints? We don't know. But in all actuality, it's going to be a dogfight with that game. Everybody predicting Rams and Chiefs to make for the Super Bowl. We don't know, because if you look at who the Chiefs playing, the Chiefs are playing against the Patriots. Now it is possible for them to actually win this game. Seeing that the last time they played, they lost by a touchdown play, and they couldn't make that last go. To go touchdown to take the lead. So that game was soon close. And they're going against the Patriots again. That's who they're going against. The 41-year-old quarterback, Tom Brady. And when he's facing quarterbacks younger than him, I believe he's 20-0, 26-0 when facing quarterbacks that's younger than him. I don't know. I feel like Patriots have a good chance of winning that game, but also Kansas may battle back. Like, you're going to bring, like I said, playoffs, you see a whole different thing. Far as both of them, like both of these quarterbacks in tight ones, literally like 2.3 seconds and the ball is out their hands. So let's look at Tom Brady and Pat Mahomes. 29 TDs, 11 interceptions for Tom Brady, 50 TDs for Mahomes, and 12 interceptions. And he has thrown for 5,900 yards, while Tom Brady thrown 4,355 yards. So that's another good game that I see is going to be slingshot. Both of these teams' secondary defense is questionable at times. So I feel like it's going to be on the offense. The defense may get their stops every now and then, but I feel like both of these games are going to be questionable. Kansas City, Spencer Ware is will be questionable for the game. We'll go, update that throughout the week. And the Patriots actually have no injured players. So let's check that out. I'm always going to ride with the Patriots for that game. And as far as the Saints, Rams, I'm going to ride with the Saints. Like, I feel like Drew Brees is actually hungry, but there was a stat line like teams that go 12-4 is usually the teams that go to the Super Bowl. And so it's like, I don't know, but I'm going with the underdogs. I'm going with, because it's actually favored that Kansas City win this game 66.8% with Brady 33.2. We won't know until this weekend. So tune in, watch these games, check them out. I'm definitely going to check them out this weekend. I'm going to be glued to my TV, or I'm going to be at work watching it on my phone, or watch it on the TVs that we have around the club. So that's going to be off the chain. In other news, Eagles are committed to going with wins. Now, the crazy thing is, Wentz and Folks is pretty much equal as far as touchdown ratio, completion percentage. It's kind of crazy. Like, they both they percentage was 62. Yeah, it was 62%. So it's like, if you look at their stats side by side, they're both completion percentage 62%. Foles, TD interception ratio 52-18. Wentz 49-21. QBR for Foles is 61, and then Wentz is 60. But as far as win-loss record, it only separates them by a game. So it's like, it seemed like every year, or at least the last 2 years, when they won the Super Bowl, Wentz went out against the Rams. Torn ACL, torn PCL. Was torn. He was able to walk off, but he was limping off. Then Foles come in, saved the day. Happened again. Before they played the Rams, Wentz went down, his back was out, went down with it, back, stress fracture in the back, which, ow. But as far as record, Foles has a better record than Wentz by 1 win. He also has 3 touchdowns more than Wentz. So it's like, why y'all still going with Wentz? Why Wentz can't be the backup quarterback? I'm like, Foles is the one who led the way, so I feel like he should have that starting role and let Wentz come off the bench. Or if you want to, here's a thought. You can have the idea of one quarterback plays half, the first half, and one quarterback plays the second half. Ain't really been done. You too much don't have quarterbacks switching off like that. Like, they'll use, the Ravens did that every now and then, but you too much don't have that. And it's like, okay. So what happens? Don't know. And speaking of what happens, what is really going on with the Steelers organization? Are they really falling apart? Or the players just being drama queen? a lot of people say that Antonio Brown's being a drama queen as a late, like, and then Coach Arans saying that, you know, that's not the player that we originally drafted. But there has to be something going on in the organization. Because let's take Le'Veon Bell, for example. He didn't resign with them because he didn't want to be franchise tagged with it again. And I understand that. Like, why y'all keep franchise tagging me if I'm putting up these numbers? Like, pay me the money that's what it's worth. Show me that I'm willing to be here. So it's just like, that's why I feel like it's something going on with the organization. And then you look at Antonio Brown, they thinking about possibly either shipping him or trading him over the season. And it's like, okay. It makes you wonder that it's really something going on with the organization of the Steelers. Ben Roethlisberger is getting ready to retire soon. We don't know when, but he's probably on his last legs. He's getting ready to retire soon. It's like his arm's not the way it used to be. But they still riding with Big Ben. That's why I said something's going on with that organization, and we'll need to figure it out. But until then, tune in next week when I'll give you the stats of these divisional championship games and give you a breakdown of what's going on. Stay tuned. I'm Dante Payne signing off here on Dragon Sports Live here on Chicagoland Sports Radio. Have a blessed day and stay warm here on Chicagoland Sports Radio. Peace out.